you've always wanted to tap into like the Hispanic community and help us out and grow. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm here and why I got so inspired to meet you. I remember after that event, you were doing one-on-one coaching, and it was like 3 hours. At that time, it was a great deal. It was like 3 hours of your time for $5,000.
Yeah.
Looking back now, man, I wish I would have bought a dozen, you know? But I remember being like, I got to meet this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you were so inspirational. The fact that you were Hispanic and you were just ambitious and like, you're a very ballsy person, man. Since I've known you, like everything that you've done, you haven't given a shit. You've always been like, you grab your balls and you just jump and you just do what you got to do. And even though like you've gone through all these ups and downs, and now you talk about the stories that nobody knew back then at that time, how much you were struggling or you were in debt or you almost went out of business, but you overcame those things, has been huge and very inspirational to me. And going back to you saying like you got to be very brave, like that wasn't your first hurdle. Like you still had the second driven and the third driven. Did you also experience challenges on those?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you a funny story. Some money came. I got some money like right before the second driven, so driven 18.
Mm-hmm.
I got a little bit of money that came in, but you know I have bills next Friday. But I got a little money that came in, and I said, well, I have to act like I'm doing better. Like I just have to show for marketing purposes. I can't show up to the second driven. Like, and this is gonna be a funny story, but it's a real story, and that actually helped me a lot. I can't show up to the second driven with the same watch, with the same car. Like I need to improve. Like I gotta show them that I'm actually like winning, that I'm getting better. And so I remember a day before driven 18, a day before driven, the second driven, Patrick came to driven 2. Patrick spoke at driven 2. I think I had Ty Lopez, I had Tim Grover, and so I went overboard, and I paid all these speakers a lot of money to come speak, because I wanted to show everybody we're moving up, and I'm so in debt again, and because we would make some money from driven, and then we would get into more debt for the next one, because we always wanted to make it better. And so I remember that a day before, we're already in debt, and I have a little money that came in, and I go to the watch store next, like a block away from here, 2 blocks away from here, and I go there and I see this AP watch. So I see the AP watch and a gold AP watch, and I had a Rolex. I had a Rolex before that one, and I said I had a gold Rolex, and I say like I'm gonna get this gold AP watch because I gotta go to driven 18, second driven. I gotta show people like I got a new car. And so I remember we had the 488 because we started with the 458, and then we had a 488, then we got the convertible, the Rolls Royce actually, and I went and I got that watch, and then I show up to driven 18, and I'm wearing that watch, and I remember that Brad comes up to me and he's like, "Fucker, what you get? You got a new watch." But back then, like not a lot of people had those kind of watches. And I show up to the driven event with a new watch, and I'm scared to tell Sil because I know Sil's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like you shouldn't be doing that," because we weren't supposed to add Tim Grover, but last minute I said we're gonna add Tim Grover because we gotta over deliver. Patrick's not enough, Grant Cardone's not enough. We gotta over deliver. So we added Tim Grover, Ty Lopez. It was crazy. So I show up, and then my wife sees the watch and she says, "What the hell did you do?" And I'm like, "Babe, believe me, like it's I'm gonna make so many sales here. We're gonna scale like you have no idea. We're gonna get so much attention, and we're gonna get so many recruits because people are gonna be like, damn, Albert," and all of that. Edwin, I did it because I wanted to build my personal brand, because I remember that how painful it was when Grant told me like you can't speak because even though you make a lot of money, nobody knows you. And I said, well, fuck, man, like people need to know me. How are they gonna know me? So all of that stuff that I did, it was because I wanted to put myself out there, and I wanted people to see like, man, he is successful. Because in today's world, if you want to market, if you want to get a lot of eyeballs, you got to get attention. And how do you get attention? What are people right now like into? Like people are into like when they see somebody has a nice watch, a nice car, that's marketing. Wes Watson talks about it all the time. Yeah. Like, why do I have an SF90? Like, I don't need an SF90. I 458 or 488 or the Tributo is just enough. But why? Because I want to stand out. Like, I want to show the world what's possible. I want people to be like, damn, you know what? This guy is winning. And it's all marketing. If you don't market right now, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how much experience you have if nobody knows you. If nobody knows you, nobody pays you. So that's why I did all that stuff, and it worked out. Like I was telling you earlier, before we started, that I remember when $5,000 a month for my first office, where you went there and you were detailing my cars.
Yeah.
How hard it was to make that payment. And then we added 3 more suites in the building across the street, and now it was $15,000 combined for all 3. And I remember how hard it was to pay that. Now we pay $100,000 a month here, and we still have those offices, and you just level up. It forces you to be better. It forces you to be more efficient with your time. So you got to take risks if you want to grow. If not, you're going to be stuck.